I have a couple more examples that really illustrate what we did in the previous two examples, just with the information given as a graph rather than in function notation. So if we take a look at this first example, find the equation of the exponential function graph below, what I notice is I was given enough information that I know the y-intercept. So I see the y-intercept is 15, and so I can actually use that case 1. So my equation is actually going to look like y equals 15 multiplied by some b to the x. And then remember what we did once we knew the y-intercept was we then took our second point, which in this case is 3, 120, and we'll substitute that into what we started with. So that gives me 120 is our 15 multiplied by b cubed. Solve for b, so I take 120 divided by 15 is b cubed. 15 divided into 120 is 8, so I have b cubed is 8, so b would be 2. So my equation is 15, y equals 15, multiplied by 2 to the x. Let's take a look at this final example. Find the equation of the exponential function given. I have negative 2, 138.89, and 3, 10.8. So remember, neither point is the y-intercept, so we use case 2. And again, remember what I said is let's plug in the one that has the larger x value first. So if I do that, that gives me 10.8 equals a times b cubed. And the second equation would be 138.89 equals a times b to the negative 2. And then remember our next step, we said, is divide the two equations. The a's will cancel. When I do the math out here, and I actually divided it out just to make it a little less fraction looking, but I remember, notice I kept all of the decimal places. So I divide that out, I get 0.0777593,779 equals, now remember I subtract the exponents. When I subtract b, and I have b to the third over b to the negative second, that gives me b to the fifth, because we do 3 subtract the negative 2. And so then, from here, what I'm going to have to do is take the fifth root, and when I take the fifth root, I end up getting 0.5999904. That's close enough that I'm going to call that 0.6. So my b is 0.6. So I now have the equation is y equals a multiplied by 0.6 to the x. And remember our final set of steps we do is we substitute in a point. So again, I'm going to pick the first equation that I wrote. And that would give me 10.8 is a multiplied by 0.6 to the third. And so when I do the math out, that's going to give me a is 10.8 divided by 0.216. And I get 50. So the final answer is y equals 50 multiplied by 0.6 to the x. Well, that wraps up the section. So now you can go in and try some of the problems from the book. Pay particular attention to the problems where you need to write the equation, because that's a critical skill for this particular chapter of the course.